Welcome back, y'all. In today's video, we're going to talk about a popular DTI TikTok creator named Zvezda. Recently, people in the community started calling out this creator for making harmful and offensive content. From posting a video tutorial on how to create a star hat, which many believe resembles a Soviet ushanka, to creating an outfit of a Vietnamese patriot that many found disrespectful. Now, during the call out, screenshots and video of Zvezda allegedly saying a slur were circulating online. Another TikTok creator named Blood DTI, aka Mother, began spreading this information and even created an exposed video about Zvezda. However, Zvezda uploaded a video showing proof that the allegations were false and stated that the creator was spreading lies. Many have sided with Zvezda since the alleged evidence of her saying a slur appear to have been falsified. Even so, Mother denies lying and insists the information is real. But I'll go more in depth regarding the allegations later on in the video. Now, there have been two docs floating around social media regarding Zvezda. One of the main issues that the doc discussed, besides the controversial videos, is that she creates inappropriate content while knowing she has a younger audience. Zvezda has also been accused of inciting harassment towards other content creators. There's definitely a lot that we need to go over today, but I do want to give a couple of disclaimers before we start. Firstly, I will be using the word allegedly here and there for legal reasons, so please do not get upset over that. Secondly, I want to acknowledge something I've noticed while researching. I believe the community is valid in calling out Zvezda and the content she makes. However, there's one allegation I saw that has zero proof to back it up. I've seen people saying that Zvezda allegedly had an inappropriate friendship with a minor named Nxvice DTI. However, there's no proof showing that Nxvice is a minor. In fact, I was able to take screenshots of his social media accounts where his bio says he's 19. Honestly, if he hasn't personally come out against Zvezda, I think it's wrong for people to insinuate something malicious was going on behind the scenes. We'll get more into that later, but I think it's harmful to spread that type of narrative without having any proof or at least a statement from the person who people believe was being harmed. Also, it undermines actual valid criticisms of Zvezda when unsubstantiated claims and lies come into the mix. Lastly, do not send hate to this creator or anyone mentioned in this video. Unfortunately, there are people in the community who don't think rationally and go out of their way to harass others, which is not okay. If you don't like Zvezda or her content, that's fine. But please be mindful of what you do online. Any form of online harassment is unacceptable. Also, if you're a fan of Zvezda, please be respectful in my comment section. This video is to discuss issues that people in the community have with this creator. I'm only providing the information I found while researching and giving my personal opinions, as well as going over Zvezda's responses. My goal is to be fair as possible to both the people calling out Zvezda and Zvezda herself. Also, y'all, I know this video is super long. I swear I try to make it shorter, but there's just so many things to go over and I like to be thorough. As always, the video will have chapters, so you can skip around if you just want to hear certain parts. With that being said, let's start with the first section. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching who already know who Zvezda is, but for those who are unaware, Zvezda, also known as Zvezda Played It or Zvezda Made It, is a dress to impress content creator and influencer. She is well known for her detailed horror and surrealism outfits, as well as creating a variety of outfit hacks. Now, even if you aren't on TikTok, she's pretty popular on YouTube Shorts as well, so it's possible you've seen one of her videos before. But I, and many others, were first introduced to Zvezda during the Lady Gaga outfit competition. Just as a brief summary, back in August of 2025, Dress to Impress released an update in collaboration with Lady Gaga for her latest album, Mayhem. During the collab, a fashion competition was announced where the winners would get to meet Lady Gaga during the meet and greet event. That itself is a whole controversy due to people feeling like the competition was rigged and that the event wasn't actually a meet and greet. But Zvezda was actually one of the winners of the fashion competition. She's the one who recreated Lady Gaga's Chromatica album cover. Her TikTok video entry for the competition went viral, almost garnering 1 million views. Now, even though there are issues with Zvezda's content, I'm going to be honest, I really like this outfit. However, I remember seeing a lot of people saying there were way better outfits that entered the competition, and the only reason why she won is because she has a large following. After this, I would constantly see people making posts saying they don't like her outfits and that they're overdone. I've also seen some people say she ruined the game because players imitate her style. In my opinion, opinion though, that's definitely a reach. Now Zvezda would typically post 1 to 2 videos a day. Some of her most popular videos revolve around the premise when the theme is blank but no one gets it, which is where she creates a somewhat niche outfit. One of her popular ones being Kylie Jenner's lion head outfit, which has over 2 million views. Aside from these, Zvezda also makes videos around the premise when the theme is blank but you took it too far. Now these types of videos have the community split, especially when it comes to the gore and horror outfits. People feel like these outfits are inappropriate to make considering DTI is a game for all ages, and that it's wrong for Zvezda to show these outfits to her younger audience, while other people argue that it's fine. I actually made a poll over a week ago asking the community how they feel about gore outfits and dress to impress. 26% said it's fine, it's just a game, 5% said it's wrong, and 69% said it depends. Now before we get into the exact controversial videos that cause backlash, I want to first talk about Zvezda's past behavior with other content creators in the space. With that, let's move on to the next section. For this section of the video, I'm going to use references from one of Zvezda's docs to explain what happened in order. The first instance of Zvezda allegedly harassing a content creator involves someone named Maddie Quick. She has 355,000 followers on TikTok and is known for creating some really cool outfit hacks. Now, based on a video Maddie made addressing the drama, she stated that a content creator with a decent following and her friends were making videos about her, as well as saying nasty things about her. While she didn't state who the creator was in her video, someone commented, "Zvezda is odd because why are you asking a fight over a kid's game?" And Maddie hearted the comment. I'll go ahead and play the video so y'all can understand what happened.
A couple days ago, I made a video recreating a popular Nintendo character, Lakitu from Mario Kart. A couple mornings later, I woke up to messages informing me that another creator with a decent following and her friends were making videos about me and also saying some pretty nasty things about me. The creator was basically accusing me of profiting off of ripping off her Lakitu idea because she had posted it days before I posted mine. Her video did end up going semi-viral with almost 200,000 views as I'm recording this. And since then, I've had comments and DMs about me ripping off a smaller creator, which is why I feel the need to address this. And she's been deleting explanations in her comments and even body shaming people defending me. To clear this up, yes, she did post her Lakitu video before I posted mine, but no, I did not take the idea from her. My video was a collab with Skittles, another DTI creator, and I had discussed doing Lakitu with Skittles on February 10th, a day before she posted her version of Lakitu. I did try explaining this to them, but they basically told me that they're not gonna look at my receipts and started threatening me on the story. I know exactly how it feels for a bigger creator to take your ideas, but I've never gone as far as to make multiple posts and to tell someone to pull up and handle it in person, because at the end of the day, we are playing a dress-up game on Roblox.
Maddie later mentions that Zvezda started attacking another creator named Skittles, saying that they stole her face combo. Maddie also mentioned that Zvezda allegedly told her to pull up, which if you know, you know, but if you don't, when someone says pull up during an argument, it usually means to fight, which is a crazy thing to say, especially over a dress-up game.
You know what it never was? That serious. It was never that serious.
And trust me, I get it. As a content creator, I've definitely experienced people taking my video ideas without giving credit. I've even had people re-upload my videos without transforming it in any way. With that being said though, there are times where people would just have the same idea at the same time. Sometimes you just gotta say to yourself, great minds think alike, and move on. Based on the evidence Maddie provided, it's clear she did not steal the Lakitu idea from Zvezda. Did y'all hear how unserious that sentence was? Now apparently the beef between Maddie and Zvezda was resolved, but there's another instance that happened recently where Zvezda allegedly harassed a creator for quote-unquote stealing. This time it involves a creator named Suki Plus. Based on Zuki's community post, apparently Zvezda reached out to them through DMs regarding the situation. But before Suki could respond, Zvezda went on her TikTok story accusing her of stealing. Suki says that she did not intentionally copy or use outfit hacks that warranted credit. And I guess Zvezda accused Suki of cosplaying her and Novice's relationship in a video. Honestly, I'm a bit confused as to which video Zvezda accused Suki of copying since it's not mentioned. Also, this is one of the creators that allegedly made fake screenshots and videos of Zvezda saying a slur. But we'll talk more about that later on in the video. Editing me here. I forgot to mention that Zvezda did apologize for the situation with Suki. It says, "Hi guys, I have done some reflecting and I recently got upset with another creator for posting a video with my hacks without giving credit. I quickly deleted deleted the community post I made about this after I made it, but I wanted to just apologize as it was a mature way to handle the situation. I do work very hard on my videos, so I initially took offense to this, but that's never an excuse to be impulsive and jump to conclusions and get upset. And whether inspo was taken or not, I should be grateful I have a platform where I have the ability to inspire others. It's never that serious. Okay, back to the video. In the next situation, it involves the creator accusing Zvezda of taking their video idea. I was able to find the original Reddit post that the doc references. It's titled, "Not this influencer copying my idea." Albeit, I may be looking way too into this. But I posted a Roderick x Regina DTI video because there was literally only like one or two that had 50 likes. And it was recreating edits. But I did the walkout trend with it, and now I find a popular creator's video posted only hours after mine blows up. And I'm kind of frustrated. In the doc it says, Creator 1 made a Reddit post about Zvezda, and then she reached out to them after her fans were attacking them. The DMs start off with the creators saying they're not interested in drama or anything like that, and it seems like they just want to discuss the issue. I'm not going to read through all the messages since they're pretty long, so I'm just going to summarize what happened. I'll put them on the screen if you want to pause and read through. Based on what I read, Zvezda explained that even before this creator posted the video, she had made a story post saying the video was in the works, and that it's a running joke in her community that Nxvice looks like Roderick in real life. She also mentioned that another creator posted a Regina and Roderick video before this creator did, and then says that they need to be careful before running a smear campaign against other creators. Zvezda then finishes off saying that she understands the feeling of being stolen from, but this was not the case. Personally, I feel like in this specific situation, Zvezda did not steal from this creator. However, I find it interesting that Zvezda was put in the same position that she put other creators in, and then tells the person to be careful before running a smear campaign. All I gotta say is practice what you preach. Lastly, there's another creator named Crescent DTI that made a story post saying that Zvezda often copies creators and never credits anyone. This first screenshot says, "Also, can we talk about the fact that you copied so many creators and never credited them? A good example is the Spike hack. Alex made it first and you knew that." The screenshot then shows the comparison between Alex's video and Zvezda's and highlights the date each video was posted. The next screenshot says, "Hey, and on the topic of not giving credits, let's talk about how you never credited me for this and I even said to credit." And the screenshot shows an outfit hack Crescent made that was posted on August 15th. And then it shows Zvezda's video, which was posted on November 7th, where she uses the hack and no credits are given. To wrap this section up, I feel like it happens often where creators will have the same video idea and it's kind of inevitable. But when it comes to outfit hacks and things like that, it's a little harder to say you didn't copy someone, especially if it's very detailed. Honestly, it's not that hard to just credit people. I hate how common it is for creators across all platforms and genres to just straight up steal from others. If you reference someone's work, just give credits and that's it. When it comes to content creating, we should uplift and support each other, not harassing each other and telling people to throw hands. With that, let's move on to the next section where we'll talk about Zvezda's controversial videos. Trigger warning for discussions of SA. The first video that led to backlash from the community is the star hat tutorial. Originally, I thought this video was deleted from her socials, but I did find it on her Instagram page. In this video, she teaches people how to make a star hat. However, a lot of players believe that it closely resembles the fur hat that was used by the Soviets. This specific hat is known as a Soviet Army ushanka. To clarify though, an ushanka is a Russian fur hat. What makes it a Soviet Army ushanka is the emblem, which is a red star. Now, I'm not a historian, so I can't sit here and explain every single thing properly. But to give a brief explanation, the USSR was a one-party state governed by the Communist Party of the Soviet Union from 1922 through 1991. The Soviet Union was also a dictatorship/authoritarian government before it dissolved. So when people saw this tutorial video, they were quick to call it out. One comment says, "Can we not glorify the USSR?" Another comment says, "Red star plus ushanka? This has to be intentional because how can anyone be this ignorant?" There's also a screenshot where it shows someone saying, "Communist hat?" Zvezda responds saying, "No, it's just a hat. Don't spread conspiracy theories on my page." Another commenter wrote, "It really isn't that hard to put the star in another color. That was on purpose, clearly. I love your fits and like your videos, but don't call it a conspiracy theory when it's clearly just you denying the meaning of of the hat. In addition, there's a screenshot I saw in a video by Becca and Vicky on YouTube where they talk about the situation. And in the screenshot, Zvezda responds to someone that said, "LOL, blocking ain't gonna help. Bye bye to your unknown content." Zvezda responded saying, "My name is Star in Russian. Did a red star last minute so it popped. Stop spreading conspiracy theories on my page." Then she says, "Girl, I'm not a communist. I shouldn't have to even explain myself to random witch hunters on the internet. Be so for real." There's also been people showing a screenshot of Zvezda's old profile picture, which shows someone wearing a star hat. However, it's in black and white, so I can't really say too much about it. Besides the star hat tutorial video, I did find a couple of other videos where she wears a hat with a red star on it. Now, Zvezda did respond to this allegation saying, "I didn't appropriate a USSR hat. I've had star fixation since I was young. I'm also into fur fashion. It just goes hand in hand. I never intended it to be a USSR shanka. I don't stand for those values, and it's unfair for people to say that I do." To play devil's advocate, it is possible she genuinely didn't know the meaning of the red star. I'm sure that some people watching this video didn't know what the red star represented either, or what the USSR even is. I will say though, it's not uncommon for creators to make edgy content or rage bait content in order to get views and attention. Some may argue that this was one of those attempts, but it's such a risky move to make a video like this because your audience will quickly turn on you. Now, even if we give her the benefit of the doubt, as we go over other videos, it slowly becomes more difficult to see this content as just innocent mistakes. As always though, you're entitled to your own opinions. The next controversial video that people started talking about are related to her horror and gore outfits. One of the main arguments I've seen around is that Zvezda is exposing her younger audience to scary and gory content, while other people don't see it as an issue. Then there's people who feel like it's fine, but someone can definitely go too far, which leads us to the live leak overlay situation. From my understanding, there were two videos where Zvezda used the live leak overlay when showcasing her horror outfits. If you've never heard of live leak, it was a British video sharing website that had been around since the early 2000s. This website was known for having violent and gory videos that were often uploaded by criminals. It actually just shut down back in 2021, which is crazy considering how sickening that website was. So the fact that Zvezda used the live leak overlay when showing her gory/horror outfits, it left a bad taste in people's mouths. I was unable to find the original video when researching, but Zvezda did acknowledge the use of the live leak overlay in her response. When I posted a live leak overlay on my outfit video, I didn't know what that meant. I saw people using it over horror fashion DTI content on Instagram, and I got inspired by their graphic collages. The theme for the day for Silly Rents Halloween was found footage. Just to quickly explain before continuing, Silly Rents Halloween is referring to a 31 days of Halloween outfit challenge. Every day has a different theme, and Dress to Impress players create outfits for it. Anyways, let's continue. So we made the characters inspired by a fiction movie we saw on Pinterest, and I put that live leak icon because I thought it was a scary movie reference to found footage, since it goes in the recording bar in everyone's content. When I realized this is a real website, I took the content down. This situation was twisted by someone who was upset I called them out for making fun of the Palestinian side. She then says the person's name, which honestly I don't find relevant in this case. I understand her saying she didn't know what live leak was. Honestly, I don't think many people do. But I feel like in this situation, she should have just said, "I didn't know what it meant. It was an honest mistake and I apologize. The videos have been removed." The next video we're going to talk about is regarding Hanoi Hannah. Hanoi Hannah, whose real name is Tim Thai No, was a Vietnamese radio personality. She is best known for creating English broadcasts that were played to demoralize United States troops during the Vietnam War. She also broadcasted news that was suppressed by the American media. Her work during the Vietnam War is highly regarded, and she's considered a Vietnamese patriot. Now, the reason I bring it up is because Zvezda made a TikTok video showing a horror outfit where the person's face looks mutilated. The caption on the video says, "When the theme is horror, but you took it too far." And in the description, it said, "This fit was inspired by the Hanoi Hannah broadcast. refers to the propaganda messages broadcast by the North Vietnamese to American soldiers during the Vietnam War. Her English broadcasts aim to undermine morale by playing American anti-war songs, highlighting anti-war protests, listing the names of dead soldiers, and suggesting that soldiers' wives were unfaithful, all to persuade GIs that they were unjust and they should defect. So the first issue people had with this video is the mutilated depiction of Hanoi Hana. Zvezda says this was a horror outfit, which would have been fine if it were just that. But saying this outfit was inspired by Hanoi Hana's broadcast offended a lot of people, specifically Vietnamese people. The other issue with this video is the description. I think it's better if I read a comment from a native Vietnamese person so everyone watching can understand why this video is offensive. Under a Reddit post regarding the situation, someone commented, "I'm native Vietnamese and history is really much attended with my school curriculum for 12 years. And girl, when I say I gasped seeing this literally at 6 a.m., it's wild." First of all, the resistance war against America is not some wild American fantasy of what if they won. They lost full front. The audacity to even bastardize a Vietnamese patriot to fit your disgusting worldview is quite certainly a moral flaw on themselves. Second, it's also the fact that she chose a patriotic woman to fit their sick fantasies about this is what disgusts me. Hana Hanoi is representative of women who also made up the female regional troops in the resistance war against America too. The concept of having racist implications, seeing Vietnam as lesser by making a torture Vietnamese POV and America #1 elitism, and insulting a representative of Vietnamese women is a choice, because not many local Vietnamese people know English well enough at their content's target demographic, so no one calls out on this stupid behavior. While researching, I was unable to find the original video since it was deleted. However, Zvezda responded to this situation saying, "As for the Viet post, I made that outfit with no inspiration, just made a random fit. When I was looking for an audio, that one fit really well in terms of video pacing. The audio itself tells a story which is engaging for people. I put an explanation in my pinned comments of the backstory of the audio. The character I made and the audio doesn't go hand in hand. It's also a scary situation, and in real life I'm a surrealist artist. My art doesn't always resemble an exact depiction of anything. I more so create with a vibe or a concept in my head. I'm not perfect, but I'm not a bad person. I'm not racist. I'm being harassed on the internet of this trivial claims that can be cleared up by just talking to me. I'm a human being. Thank you for your time. In my personal opinion, this was a bad response to the situation." In her pinned comments, she says her outfit is inspired by the Hanoi Hana broadcast and explains who she was. But in her response, she says, "I made that outfit with no inspiration, just made a random horror fit." She also says she just chose the audio because it fit the pacing of the video and that the character she made is unrelated to the audio. But again, her pinned comment contradicts that. Even though she says she didn't know the importance of Hanoi Hana or that this would be considered disrespectful, that doesn't change the fact that it was. If there are people telling you this was offensive, you shouldn't in turn become defensive. I personally feel like Zvezda should have apologized and owned up to what she did. Now I can see some people making the argument that she was under a lot of stress and that people have been targeting her, but that's not a valid excuse in my opinion to wave away valid callouts. What made the response worse in my opinion is her saying this is a trivial claim. Also, to acknowledge what she said towards the end, yes, she is human and we all make mistakes. And the first step to amend our mistakes is to take accountability and apologize when it's necessary. To finish off the Hanoi Hana situation, I just want to say this. If you personally forgive Zvezda for this video, cool. But if a Vietnamese person says they're offended by this, you should not in turn tell them that they should get over it and move on. Just because it didn't offend you doesn't mean that it wasn't offensive. Now the very last video that I want to talk about is the now deleted Crystal Castle video. Similar to the other videos, I only have screenshots. Based on the images, Zvezda and Nxvice made this video together. The caption says, "When the theme is cancelled but no one gets it." In a screenshot of the comments, someone said Crystal Castles and it was hearted by Zvezda. Another comment says Crystal Castles, oh my god 8, which was also hearted by her. So even though she did not directly say my videos depicting Crystal Castles Castles. By hearting the comments mentioning the name, it implies that these comments are correct. For those wondering what Crystal Castles is, they were a Canadian electronic duo. The songwriter and producer was Ethan Cath, and the singer and songwriter was Alice Glass. However, in October of 2014, Alice Glass accused Ethan Cath of physical abuse, controlling behavior, and SA. Her story is so heartbreaking, and it sickens me knowing that she was being abused behind the scenes. So with us knowing this information, I think it's incredibly inappropriate and insensitive to make an outfit allegedly depicting Alice Glass and her abuser for the theme cancelled. Based on the screenshots, the outfits resemble the one from the Crystal Castles album cover. Honestly, in this specific situation, I don't see how Zvezda could say she didn't know about any of the allegations regarding Ethan Cath, considering these outfits were specifically made for the theme cancelled. I was unable to find a response from Zvezda addressing this video. She pretty much addressed all the other video controversies except this one. If anyone does find her statement regarding this specific video, let me know. But if you ask me, I definitely feel like she should apologize for this. I can already see comments saying, "Oh my god, it's not that serious, it's just a game, why are you making a big deal?" And I feel like that's easy for people to say when they don't understand the severity of SA, and how much people downplay SA allegations in general. But if we're being honest right now, she could have literally created any other outfit for cancelled, but she decided to specifically pick this duo. Hopefully Zvezda does make a response regarding the Crystal Castles video and takes accountability. Let's move on to the next topic. Nxvice is a DTI content creator who often collabs with Zvezda in her videos. I wish I could give y'all more information about him, but unfortunately it seems like he deleted the majority of his social media. While researching for this video, I was able to take a screenshot of his Pinterest page, but literally a few hours later his Pinterest disappeared. Based on the little information I have, it seems like Nxvice would usually post videos on Instagram and TikTok, but they were removed. I'm not sure when Nxvice removed his accounts or why, but the last TikTok video he appeared in with Zvezda was on 11/14. Now there's two reasons why I'm talking about Nxvice. The first one is regarding videos that he created with Zvezda that people in the community feel are inappropriate. And two, like I mentioned in the intro, there are people spreading the narrative that Nxvice is a minor when it doesn't seem to be the case. During research, I saw a Reddit post discussing the inappropriate videos, and the person wrote that Nxvice is allegedly 17. The video itself is its own issue, but after researching, all of Nxvice's profiles state that he is 19. Unless someone can show me proof that states otherwise, I have no reason to believe he's a minor. I've also seen people say, well, he's 19 and she's 26, that's super weird. But I've been unable to find anything that confirms Zvezda's age. And like I mentioned, if he hasn't come out against Zvezda, there's nothing else to say about it at the moment. Now the video the Reddit post was referencing is still up on Zvezda's page. The caption says, "No swag gap relationship." I literally had never heard of this before, but apparently it means that both people in the relationship have a similar sense of style, while a swag gap relationship means one person in the relationship is more well dressed than the other. I did watch the video, and at the very beginning the poses aren't bad, but during the second half the poses are questionable. Now this next one is a screenshot from an Instagram video Zvezda posted, and I promise I looked for it, but it seems to be gone. Even without the video though, I don't understand in what context this pose would need to be done. Maybe if we had the video it would explain what's going on, but based on what I'm seeing it does look inappropriate. The worst part is, this is already an issue in DTI. So when you see a content creator making videos like these, it could potentially make players feel like it's okay to do things like this. But again, I literally have no clue what they're doing in this screenshot. However, many are alleging that Zvezda and Nxvice have made sexual references in a couple of videos they've done together. I do wonder what led Nxvice to delete his accounts. Maybe it's due to all the backlash and he no longer wants to be associated with Zvezda or DTI, but it's possible one day he'll make a comeback, who knows. Neither Zvezda nor Nxvice have admitted to this or addressed the issue. With that, let's move on to the next section and discuss the alleged child predator Hoakims and why people are upset with Zvezda's handling of the situation. Trigger warning for discussions of gaming. Before I start, I just want to state that this situation is not drama, these are serious allegations. For those who don't know, a popular DTI TikTok creator named Hoakims was recently exposed as a predator. He has been accused of minors. Now, while researching, I had trouble finding a lot of screenshots of messages and any videos discussing the situation on TikTok. However, I did find a few here and there. And one of them came from the Becca and Vicky's video discussing the allegations. To start off, I'm gonna read parts of Nxvice's community posts addressing the situation. Recently, some extremely disturbing things have come to light regarding a creator within our community who I myself have supported in the past. I feel it's definitely necessary to speak up about the situation. I had no idea who this creator was behind closed doors and would like to suggest unfollowing and blocking Hoakims DTI. There have been multiple child victims come forward with hundreds upon hundreds of screenshots of abusive texts. A large amount of these are in a very intimate nature that no adult should ever be talking to a child. I want to further say that Hoakim is the only one in the situation that holds accountability. The others involved were minors and are very clearly easily taken advantage of and manipulated by Hoakim. I don't want anyone to harass anyone involved. This includes Hoakim. Despite him having admitted to what he has done wrong, he has a right not to be harassed no matter how disgusting his actions are. As long as we do not support him, that's what matters. We cannot give people like this a platform and access to children. The thought of this 23-year-old man having access to children every day in this space, who knows how young, makes me feel genuinely sick, and I cannot stand by and allow that to happen without saying anything. We need to remember in times like this to remain respectful, especially to the victims involved. I've seen some people harassing them for information, and this is extremely disrespectful, and I'd urge you not to do this. These are real people who have been through something traumatic, and they need to heal and need to move on with our support and any support they need. Please do not try to find out who the victims are and ask them invasive questions. Now, from my understanding, Zvezda and Crack DTI did a TikTok live together where they exposed Hoakims. The screenshot from Becca and Vicky's video shows a message Hoakim allegedly sent to a minor saying, "I imagine you, me, and our friends having a sleepover. Once everyone would fall asleep, I imagine you waking me up, sense of you being extremely blank and craving." I honestly don't feel comfortable reading the rest of it, but if you look at the screenshot, you can make out what it says. Another screenshot I found over on TikTok is also very disturbing. I'll put it on the screen for anyone who wants to read it, but in my opinion, I believe Hoakim should be arrested. Since the allegations, Hoakim has deleted all his social media pages. Now there's another screenshot between Hoakims and a creator named Leon DTI. Hoakim says, "It wasn't fully my fault." Leon responds, "Nothing you say is valid. There's no reasoning with you. You're a child predator." Hoakim replies, "I'm not the only one who got tricked." Now the reason I'm including this section in the video is because people felt like Zvezda's handling of the situation was questionable and irresponsible. In one of the Zvezda docs, it shows a screenshot of Zvezda's story where it shows Hoakim's face. However, the person who took the screenshot scratched it out. A lot of people felt like it was wrong of her to dox Hoakim's face and that she should have reported this information to the police. I'm not sure if Zvezda did file a report or not, but I get what people are trying to say. When you have a big platform, you have to be mindful of how you handle sensitive situations like these. Aside from the doxing situation, there are two videos of Zvezda saying "kick the chair" when talking about Hoakims during the live stream, and encouraging viewers to comment that under his post, as well as asking people to raid his Discord. Here are the videos.
Yeah, I want to see some kick the chair comments. I want to see it everywhere. And raid his Discord, please.
Oh, I think he deleted that already.
Oh.
I don't care about his videos. I couldn't care less.
Kick that chair!
He should die on God, sorry.
Like I mentioned earlier, I don't feel sorry for Hoakims or any of the backlash he received. In my opinion, he should be investigated and locked up. However, the issue with the comments made by Zvezda is that she was inciting the audience to go harass someone else. Is Hoakims disgusting? Yes. But there's never a time as a content creator where you should tell your audience to harass someone, no matter how bad that person is. And I'm saying this as the person who made the Beat Plays videos. Not only did I not tell people to go leave comments under her post or harass her, for one, what if the people watching are under 18? Why would I encourage minors to go interact with a predator? And two, the moment people start harassing someone and making threats, they turn around and start trying to play the victim even more. If you feel different, that's understandable, but if you ask any content creator, inciting harassment towards other people online is a big no-no. The one thing we can agree on is that Hoakims is disgusting and he should be investigated. I hope that the victims are able to get justice and find peace one day. I know this was a heavy section to go over, but thank you for listening. With that, let's move on to the last section of the video. For this section, I'm gonna do my best to present both Mother and Zvezda's side of the story. Before I start, I just want to give a quick shout out to Becca and Vicky's video. I was so confused on the order of events for this specific situation, so I'm really happy they took the time to create this video. Please go check their video out, the link is in the description. So Blood DTI, aka Mother, is a DTI content creator that has 35,000 followers on TikTok. Now the story starts with someone showing screenshots and a video of DMs where Zvezda allegedly said a slur. The screenshots show Zvezda allegedly saying, "Blank, why are you going around telling people about it? Like, shut up, shut up." The person replies, "Because why are you saying I copied you when I literally showed you proof that I created the outfit 2 days prior to you posting? LOL, embarrassing." Then the person sends a screenshot that says, "Remember this?" And this is how Zvezda allegedly responded. While some people believed the screenshots were real, others were skeptical. After Mother saw this information coming out against Zvezda, Mother reached out to Crack DTI and asked, "Is Zvezda black?" Crack responded, "If you believe that crappy Photoshop, GTFO." Then Crack said, "What? She's not black? No, but she didn't say it and it's obvious." Later, another creator named Luki posted a story showing the inconsistencies between the screenshot and the video of the DMs. In the screenshot, the message says BC as in because, why are you saying? But in the video it says B, why are you saying? And if you watch the video, you do see a small jump cut.
She was going around telling people that this screen recording is a fake. There's a literal GIF. This screen recording is a fake. There's a literal...
In Luki's story post, they also say that Suki Plus and Blair owe Zvezda an apology and that if they're gonna make fake screenshots and videos, to at least make it look consistent. Zvezda eventually came out with a response. She pretty much says that there's creators spreading fake videos and edited screenshots of her saying a slur, and then says that Blair is a proven liar and that she's upset because of the Lady Gaga fit situation, which we'll talk more about later. She then posted the same proof that Luki showed on his story. There's also this other screenshot where Zvezda says, "I will not be explaining myself any further. If you have any questions, you can look it up on my YouTube community page where the proof is posted. This is a serious subject, and being so, I wanted to prove as extensively as possible that she edited that video. I wouldn't wish being falsely accused on anyone, not even the girl framing me. And the people using it for views do not care about the actual situation." Then on November 19th, Zvezda posted a video of her TikTok data where it shows the transcript of messages between her and the person who I can now confirm is DTI Blair. Zvezda did speak to Blair and some of the messages are real, but Zvezda says the part where it shows her saying a slur is edited. Now once she enters the code to get her data, she shows the transcript of all the messages between her and Blair. Zvezda also mentions that she was receiving death threats from people over the allegations, which is 100% not okay, and I'm sorry she had to deal with that. Zvezda showed the full transcript in her video between her and Blair and didn't see any messages where she said a slur. However, you do see Blair and Zvezda arguing about the Lady Gaga fashion competition. Blair says that she sent Zvezda a screenshot of the outfit she was going to make for the Lady Gaga competition. And as we all know, Zvezda won with her Chromatica outfit. So Blair is mad at Zvezda for stealing her idea and winning, which if I'm being honest, is the most unserious argument I've ever seen in my life. Like Kim, there's people that are dying. Now I did a little test on my end because I was curious if it was possible to edit the transcripts from TikTok. So I downloaded my own data and tried to edit it, but it did not allow me. In this specific situation, I'm inclined to believe that Zvezda did not say a slur. However, Mother is still saying that the screenshots and video are not fake. She said, "I don't care how many lies she wants to tell or how much her fans and friends want to cope and act like none of this is true. All the proof in the video is legit, take it or leave it." Anyways, to finish off this section, I want to quickly talk about Zvezda's DTI and chat doll ban. While the allegations were unfolding, Zvezda stated that she was banned from both games. She requested her community to make DTI and chat doll aware of what's happening. She later made a community post saying that people sent the edited screenshots and videos of her allegedly saying a slur and of her bullying Hoakim. However, in another community post, she says that chat doll apologized and re-added her into the influencer program. However, she still remained banned on DTI. And then in another community post, she says, Update for DTI, we will be unbanned in 7 days. I will no longer be making DTI content. If I do, it will be very little as there's consequences for mishandling situations with victims. I'll be banned for 7 days for spreading awareness of a pedo in their game. Of course I cuss, but it was valid, as that wasn't the point of bringing awareness. If you could all please write tickets about the situation in the meantime, it would help the situation as a whole. She then tells her audience to please create tickets for Chat Doll and DTI, showing how Mother lied on her. She also included a screenshot from Discord, which I think is from one of the DTI moderators. It says, Amoye forwarded a message from I believe Zvezda, and none of the management knew you guys were banned or even aware of the drama. We are looking into this and hopefully we can figure this out by today. Currently, people are unsure if Zvezda is still banned on Dress to Impress. However, when it comes to Chat Doll, it seems that she has been unbanned. Now, I went into the DTI Discord after seeing some messages floating around where the mods somewhat responded to the situation. Someone asked, are y'all really concerned about the community or not? Because y'all are conveniently ignoring a lot of actual issues that need to be addressed. And are y'all gonna ban the problematic content creator Z who has been exposed for her lies, or are y'all gonna keep protecting her? A moderator named Phoebe responded, we are extremely concerned about what the community brings to us. The creator in question has been relaying information that is not accurate about their case. Someone else sent a message saying, unbanning Zvezda is wild. And a developer Nxvice said, we can confirm that this situation was handled appropriately. The individual is sharing information online that does not reflect what actually occurred. While we're unable to discuss specific moderation or ban decisions for privacy reasons, please know that all reports were reviewed thoroughly and taken very seriously. And then Phoebe responded saying, to clarify and reiterate our team's previous messages, this individual is sharing information about their ban status that does not reflect what actually occurred. While we understand this may be confusing, we cannot discuss the specifics of any user's ban status for privacy reasons. And that's pretty much all the information I have regarding the bans. To end this incredibly long video off, I just want to say this. While the Slur allegations seem to have been proven false, that doesn't excuse any of Zvezda's past behavior. There was only one time that Zvezda took accountability for a situation, but for everything else, it was just excuses. Some may argue that it's not that serious, but again, Zvezda is a Dress to Impress content creator. While she might have some older viewers, the majority of them are most likely young. Personally, I just hope she's more careful with the type of content she's exposing her audience in the future, as well as being mindful of the things she says and how she acts. Now, I have seen some people say that it's not Zvezda's job to babysit other people's kids and she can post whatever she wants, and I agree, parents should supervise what their children are watching, but I think a lot of Roblox creators forget that this is a platform targeted towards children. Yes, there's a lot of adults in the space, but children still make up the majority of the platform. Now, if she was making videos regarding 17 plus games on Roblox, then that's a whole nother conversation. But Dress to Impress is a game for all ages. Also, let's say her audience only contain adults, that doesn't excuse the kind of content she created. And even if you want to ignore the content, she has been accused of harassing other creators. Now, does this mean Zvezda can never change or make amends? No, of course she can. I like to believe that people can change and grow, but they have to want to. Anyways, that's it for today's video. If you made it all the way through, comment a snowflake in the comments. Also, let me know how you feel about this situation. Do you think these are valid criticism of Zvezda and her content? Or do you feel like people blew things out of proportion? I'll see you on the next video.